Welcome back to Hardball. It's been more than 15 months since Dick Cheney had a full-time job, but he's plenty busy. Here's Cheney Thursday, that's this week, on Dennis Miller's radio show. Let's listen.
By the way, I also want to thank you, and on the list of things I feel I should thank you for almost kicking Patrick Leahy's. Thank you very much. I mean, I love that movie. One of my favorite stories. Muttering that.
How many people liked that? That's sort of the best thing I ever did.
Well, that's right. Cheney says that might have been the best thing he ever did, you know, telling a United States Senator right up there at the vice president's desk to perform a sexual act on himself. But he's still out there issuing statements, you know, in the arena. He's even endorsing candidates for 2010. The latest is Marco Rubio in Florida. Who else will get the Cheney stamp of approval? Well, who wants it? David Corns, the Washington Bureau Chief, and for Mothers Jones, and a columnist for Politics Daily. And John Heilman, there he is, covers politics for New York Magazine, and he's the co-author of the bestseller Game Change. Gentlemen, let's take a look at something about Cheney that's very interesting. Here's the pretext. The latest Associated Press poll on this former vice president. His favorability rating's about 38, which is pretty high for him. And his unfavorability is about average for him, 56%. And here's how John Heilman, you, sir, and Mark Halpern, your co-author, described Cheney's endorsement of McCain in Game Change. Quote, on November 1st, McCain received the most unwanted endorsement in the universe, that of Dick Cheney. When Cheney's friends learned about the endorsement, they laughed. They laughed because that wasn't Cheney saluting McCain. They thought it was him flipping the senator the bird. Explain, sir.
Well, you know, Chris, there was Dick Cheney is a guy who's got a lot of political self-awareness. He was aware in the fall of 2008 that his endorsement was more unhelpful to McCain than it was helpful, and he bestowed his endorsement in full knowledge that it would actually hurt McCain rather than help him. There was a long history of animosity between Cheney and McCain, largely because McCain had criticized some of the enhanced interrogation techniques that Cheney was so much in favor of. And so, in a way, he was really trying to stick the boot into McCain more than he was trying to give him his seal of approval.
You're actually saying that Dick Cheney is a troll, aren't you? I mean, only a troll would do that, endorse somebody to hurt them.
Well, what I'm saying is I think he has an acute sense of his own political potency, both negative and positive, on the national political landscape.
It's extraordinary, David. I mean, to know you're a troll, to know that you're an unpleasant person and not to be associated with, and you come out from under that bridge and bite the ankle of John McCain as he walks by.
I don't think you're being fair, Chris, to trolls. But to me, the interesting thing here about what we're looking at today with Dick Cheney is that since he's left the White House, he's sort of been the dark angel of the national security conservative crowd. Every couple of weeks, he comes out and says, by the way, Obama's trying to destroy the security of this country. But now, maybe thankfully for Democrats, he's moving into the political realm, thinking that his seal of approval is going to help.
Let me serve it up today. Look at Marco Rubio's website right now. It's got Dick Cheney smack in the middle. There it is. And here's Cheney's statement on Rubio. Of course, he's running for the Senate down there. Quote, and there he is, knocking troll-like Charlie Crist, the other guy. He doesn't say anything positive about Rubio. Right to Crist. Charlie Crist has shown time and again that he cannot be trusted in Washington to take on the Obama agenda, because on issue after issue, he actually supports that agenda. Lately, it seems Charlie Crist cannot be trusted. I like this phrase, cannot be trusted even to remain a Republican. I strongly urge him to either stay in the Republican primary or drop out of the race. The only winners from an independent bid by Crist would be Barack Obama and Harry Reid. And here's Charlie Crist responding to the news. Let's listen.
Are you upset that you didn't get Dick Cheney's endorsement?
No. Do I look upset?
Do you think it helps you in your campaign not that Rubio has that endorsement?
Well, you know, just another Washington politician telling Florida what to do. I don't think Floridians appreciate it.
Governor, there's a
doesn't matter.
You know, John Heilman, I guess he's just sort of, he's not even worth stopping for. Governor Crist just kept walking there. You know, I do find that Cheney has this new role in life. You know, I imagine him sitting around, as David says, when he's not endorsing candidates like Rubio, having these salons late at night with all these neocons around him, and he's got a big sifter of some kind of, you know, cognac or something, and he's like talking, as they're talking darkly about how the government is being given away by these people.
Don't forget the cigars.
I can just imagine imagine? Can't you imagine that scene, something out of Remains of the Day?
Well, it's a little troubling to imagine a troll drinking cognac, but
mixed metaphor.
It's look, what's interesting about it. I mean, Charlie Crist has actually put his finger on the problem for Cheney, which is that although he is beloved in certain circles in the Republican Party, he's not exactly a favorite of the populist right. He's not someone who the Tea Party looks to as someone whose endorsement matters a lot. You think about what happened down in Texas, where Cheney gave his endorsement to Kay Bailey Hutchinson. It did her no good whatsoever in the Republican primary there. It was like another seal of approval by the establishment. And in a year where anti-establishment fever is running across the political landscape, it's not clear that it helps even among Republicans to have Cheney's endorsement.
It's like going hunting with him and having him shoot you. Here's Cheney. He's done that, too. Here's by accident. Here's Cheney at a rally for Kay Bailey Hutchinson, another one of the lucky few to have won his endorsement.
I wasn't sure, however, if after I saw Liz Cheney on TV on Sunday, if this was maybe the announcement of Cheney 2012.
No chance.
She lost by 20 points. That's the thought. It wasn't his fault. I'm not going to blame him for that, but that's all right.
Well, I mean, I guess Rubio can now go after Tiger Woods' endorsement. I mean, the other thing, John just mentioned, that he doesn't really play, Dick Cheney or any Washington figure plays well with the populist Tea Party side of things, but also he certainly won't play well with independent or swing voters.
Okay,
and,
is he going to make the rounds and do McCain out there in Arizona? Is he going to do Toomey? Is he going to do Carly Fiorina or Meg Whitman out in California?
I think in California, the Republican women running out there will say, please, don't, thank you. Yeah. John McCain has already seen what he's done to him. Maybe he'll go out there and endorse John McCain to give him one more punch.
What can you report, John, on the front for further endorsements by Dick Cheney?
Well, I don't know who else is on Cheney's list, but I think David is right. That's a list you don't want to necessarily be on, and I think he's 100% right about Carly Fiorina and Meg Whitman or any other sensible Republican in the state of California. The last thing in the world you want is Dick Cheney's name next to your name in newspaper endorsements, for God's sakes.
I remember a great Winston Churchill line about somebody who wouldn't leave public life. He said, I think we need fewer peerages and more disappearages. Anyway, David Corn, thank you on this Friday night. Thank you, John Allman.